Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. We are live. Hope everybody's doing all right. So, in this video, we are going to take a look at and probably going to break this up into multiple videos. We're going to take a look at this book. It's from Images of America, African Americans in Corpus Christi. And if you're not familiar, if you don't know, Corpus Christi is on the Gulf Coast of Texas. So it's a Texas city, and it's near the beach. And I don't live in Corpus Christi anymore, but um, walking around Corpus Christi, I noticed like this book. And you've probably seen this series of books before. It's called Images of America. So we're going to look through this. It's probably going to take. I'm probably split this up. Let's see. Oh, nope, that's not it. So I hope you guys are doing well. This is my second channel. Be sure I'm going to do things a little different on this channel. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit it. It's kind of freaking me out. Okay. But yeah, be sure to hit that like button, and also check out the main channel. Right now, you probably don't know or realize it, but I got another strike on the channel, so I've been blocked. So I'm gonna try to build up this channel, this second channel. It's gonna be kind of different. You're gonna be seeing a lot of things like these reading and stuff like that. So this is Images of America, so part 1, and we're gonna look at, I guess, the African American community or contributions in Corpus Christi. Again, Corpus Christi is on the Texas Gulf Coast. I believe it's around or 7 or probably not 10%, around 7 to 10% currently the Black population, but you can check that out yourself. I actually bought this book today for you guys for the channel, and I scanned it. So be sure to when you buy a book to scan it, just so you can have it for reference, or if you take it out from the library. So this is let's get to it. This is images. This is Images of America, African Americans in Corpus Christi, and it cost me about 20. I think it was $21. You can get this at your bookstore, or I got this at CVS. Right. So Images of America, Bruce A. Gosweder. I mean, I guess it was the author, and I guess this is the publisher, Arcadia Publishing. Never heard of them. This is copyright 2012. Okay, so I mean, this is well over a decade. So published by Arcadia Publishing, Charleston, South Carolina. So okay, it's printed in the U.S. Okay, there's a Library of Congress number. Okay, and their website is Arcadia Publishing, dedicated to the African American community in Corpus Christi. This is the table of contents, and as you can see, there's a glare, but whatever. So I think we'll go through. So there's 6 chapters. I think we'll go through 2 or 3 of the chapters in this video, in the videos. And we have that glare. I'll have to do a better job. Acknowledgments. Every editor acquires obligation. We received considerable help in preparing for this book. The staff at Corpus Christi Public Library, particular. All right. All right, so I already messed this up. You can see there's this glare. Corpus Christi, a uniquely original South. Doesn't look like I could get this full screen. A uniquely origin unique a uniquely original South Texas seaport perched on the southern bend of the Texas Gulf Coast, bracketed by a river and two bays on the west and a long lagoon on the east. The city faces a chain of barrier islands between it and the Gulf Mexico coast, a mecca for tourists. Most times of the year, Corpus Christi also harbors, I can't see that. Originally, African Americans in Corpus Christi came to the Texas coast with the Spanish explorers. Some arrived later as slaves. All right, so hold on one second. Let me actually get the book. All right, I'm back. I did a horrible job. But you live, you learn. That's the introduction. Okay, so I have the actual book. Okay. Originally, African Americans in Corpus Christi came to the Texas coast with Spanish explorers. Okay. Some arrived later as slaves. These included Samuel Samuel Moore, Moore. These include Samuel Moore and his wife, Melvina, as well as Maria Cox and her daughter, Sally. They, with others, formed their own community on the city's bluff after emancipation. On the city's bluff. Yeah, there's an area called Flower Bluff. It's once you're entering like the island part of Corpus Christi, I believe it's called Flower Bluff. So I don't even know what a bluff is. I have to look that up. They were there. They welcomed newcomers who migrated to South Texas for a better life than that in their home states. Okay, so the glare's off. It's kind of hard reading from the side. Okay. In 1877, Solomon Melvin Coles, one such former slave, arrived in Corpus Christi, where he remained for 20 years. Okay, so Solomon Melvin Coles. So he was I guess he was a local slave. Okay, where he remained for 20 years, becoming an influential religious and educational leader. As the first African American to officially enroll in the Yale Divinity School in 1872, Coles realized a dream seldom available to his contemporary Black Americans. A few photographs exist of Coles, and there are other stories about and images of exceptional Black Americans in Corpus Christi. Their community lives. Their community in Corpus Christi. Their community lives, their interests, and their achievements. Also, African Americans contributed to Black community development. Matt Thomas, a bellboy, worked from the late 1920s into the 1950s as hotels in Corpus Christi. In his book, Hopping on the Border, the life story of a bellboy, Thomas emphasized using his skills and knowledge to accomplish his goals. He was not alone. Local musician James Milf- Mifflin, James Mifflin Mays, performed in the Nueces Hotel, the city's first inn, for a number of years. Um, Corpus Christi, it's in Nueces County. So that's why it's Nueces Hotel. Just so you know, Henry Larkin established a barbershop in the area, and Tom Brashear's billiards drew many a railwayman and porter after hours. And also, as a quick cack, you could probably, if you're not watching this live, you could probably speed this up on the gear if I'm taking too long my reading. The upper hill of Corpus Christi became a haven for military men, uh, roundhouse workers, preachers, store owners, and housekeepers who spent their working days in the downtown White Road. In 1879, 2 years after Cole's arrival in Corpus Christi, African Americans in Nueces County, Corpus Christi, established Roberts Rifles, an all-black militia unit with Evan M. Mark selected as captain. The company changed its name in 1892 to the Bluff City Guards, and Mark remained as captain. Corpus Christi's Black community, though small, developed with both positive and negative experiences, of partially as Rue Woods argues, the development of Black community between the end of the war and the turn of the century uh, between the end of the war and the turn of the century contains elements of both Western and Southern urban experience. Again, if you're just tuning into the channel, watching the video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and do share. Share these videos with like-minded individuals. All right. The ability of education was the availability of education was essential to the pursuit of Black opportunity, as Solomon Melvin Coles discovered when he arrived in Corpus Christi. But it did not stop with his establishment of the city's first public school for his people. Okay. Individuals and churches set up their own, ranging from daycare to elementary. So Black folks, even back then, didn't even have much. They're establishing their own, they're establishing their own schools and stuff like that. So I'll tell you guys, you brothers and sisters, we gotta make our own games. We have to make our own content and stuff like that. Prominent among them was the parochial school run by the nuns at Holy Cross Parish. The educational need continued to be pursued through the 20th century. With the desegregation of schools in the late 1950s and 1960s, education for African Americans changed as blacks began attending former all-white colleges. Del Mar College in Corpus Christi admitted blacks even before Brown versus Board of Education decision in May 1954. Okay. Uh, I believe I passed that school passed by it. I think it's going to undergoing some renovations and stuff like that. There's a lot of construction in Corpus Christi, a lot. Music for listening and dancing provided a means of relaxation and enjoyment in the South Texas Black community, going all the way back to the early 20th century. But venues were limited, and private dances and other social events for Mexicans, blacks, and whites in Corpus Christi. Okay. But venues were limited until mid-century. Constructed in the 1950s, I read that wrong. The Galvin Ballroom became a popular site for public and private dances and other social events for Mexicans, blacks, and whites in Corpus Christi. Although the ballroom was home to the Galvin Orchestra, it also hosted a broad array of local and nationally prominent musicians and bands, including Duke Ellington. Okay. Just as vital was religious activity. Okay. From the establishment of the Congregational Church in the 1870s, actually integrated for the first time, to the South John Baptist Church today, Christian fellowship has been basic to many Corpus Christi African Americans. If you happen to come by here, or if you move here or something like that, there is, it's an old lady, so I don't know how long she's gonna be here, but there's a barbershop of this old lady, this old black lady, and she cuts hair. It takes, it takes forever. So I think it's on the upper part of Texas. I don't remember the name of the barbershop, but if you want to go there and support a black business, it will take you. She's only there for 3, maybe 4 days of the week. It does take forever, so if you're gonna get there, go there early. The African American experience in Corpus Christi is rich and varied. The city bred and attracted astute, hardworking, and courageous individuals who left an imprint on the area, especially in avoiding much of the bloody history of other urban areas. Their status has changed over the years, blah, 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 thanks to the black individuals, blah, blah. All right. Let me switch to the book because I'm a dumbass, and that's a different page. I'm a dumbass, and I didn't take a good photo. And there's a fly in here. Okay. Dr. Gloria Randall Scott, co-author of this book, okay, became the first Black president of Girl Scouts of America and later assumed the presidency of Bennett College in Greensboro, North Carolina. During a lengthy journey from slavery, segregation, and second class treatment to freedom, integration, and equality, Corpus Christi Blacks have preserved our objective with this work is to our objective with this work is to use photography and captions to depict the synergy of this often overlooked group of Corpus Christi. All right. This book is divided into 6 chapters, with each chapter covering a particular time frame. There it is. We begin in the 1850s and continue to present. Okay. This was a communicative effort from 5 authors. Okay. I don't really care. Sorry. Oh, God. All right. So I'm going to have to, because I'm stupid. All right. I'm going to have to read this from the book again. All right. I guess up to the first paragraph. 1, creating community. So 1852 to 1925. That's a pretty large gap. Okay. Likely the first Black to reach what is today Corpus Christi was Estevan, an African slave shipwrecked with Cabeza de Vaca in 15 excuse me in 1528. A few other Black slaves arrived later with white settlers. Even in 1850, only a few slaves, 47, lived in Nueces County. Oh, in Nueces, I believe this Karen doctor that I had, I believe she said it means nuts, or is it nut tree or something like that? Nueces in Spanish or something like that. It has to do with something with nuts and trees, or it means nut tree, or is a nut in Spanish. So even in the 1850s, only a few slaves, 47, lived in Nueces County. One free woman, Jane Bias, resided in town. Corpus Christi incorporated in 1852, and by 1860, some 55 to 56 slaves lived there. The number of slaves in the county increased to 216. After the Civil War, some blacks remained as free men and free women, and were joined by a few soldiers of the U.S. Army's all-black 25th Infantry. Okay. And if you don't know, I mean, I used to be in the military, so the infantry, those are the guys that go out and kill people and stuff like that. At least from my knowledge. So I was not in the infantry. I wasn't going around. Those are the ones, and I believe the infantry, they make up like 80%, 80+% of the kills in the military. So just so you know. And so I don't know. I'm assuming that's what they were doing too in the infantry. Those are the fighters, I guess. They established a congregational church, but struggled for educational opportunities until the arrival in 1877 of Solomon Melvin Coles, a Yale-educated ordained minister committed to expanding educational opportunities. Coles became principal of the public free school for colored. The public free school for colored. The black population remained in a small part of the community in 1880, with only 629 blacks in the county and 400 in the city. Okay. All right. So I think I can. That's a highlight. All right. Uh, by 1910, there were 747 blacks residing in Nueces County and 436 in the city. Segregation or Jim Crow prevailed. Black families were pressed into a small area in Corpus Christi, thereby creating a need for services in their community. Black businesses emerged, including Henry Lark's Barbershop, Tom Blackshear's Billards, Atkins Johnson's Restaurant. These and others receive patronage from blacks not allowed in white establishments and added to the sense of establishment within the black enclave. Warlike conditions with Mexico in the mid-teens, U.S. involvement in World War I and the hurricane of 1919 affected blacks. By 1920, only 456 blacks resided in the city and 792 in Nueces County. Rapid population growth occurred in the 1920s with employment opportunities for Afro-Texans that included working on the port, repairing and cleaning the city, and laboring in the rail yards. At the same time, however, the white primarily effectively disenfranchised African Americans in Corpus Christi. Educational concerns continued because because black children only attended through the 8th grade. In 1925, a community-wide effort provided educational opportunities by building the Solomon M. Coles School. All right. Thank God we're in the pictures. Thank God. I am a picture. I'm a picture fellow. Again, be sure to hit that like button and share this video. If you haven't hit that like button, why haven't you hit that like button? It's easy and it really helps out the channel. All right. So what we have here in 1866, the Reverend Aaron Rowe White, okay, chaplain of the 122nd U.S. Infantry of Corpus Christi, resided in Corpus Christi resident Esquire Leonard Black formed the Freedom Congregational Church. Their first meeting was held in Nueces County Courthouse at Left. This structure, designed by oh God, I don't really care, but Felix A. Butler in 1853, held services every Sunday morning, blah, 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 for the next 5 years. Okay. By 1887, Corpus Christi was a city defined by geography with customs. African Americans' location in Corpus Christi extended from the west part of Bluff, a 40 feet escarpment overlooking the shore, and the the northern reach of the town. This area became known as the North Side. African Americans shared bluff with Mexicans. Irish Americans lived on the beach, while wealthy Anglos resided along the front of the bluff facing the bay. God, these stupid highlights. All right. Okay, so this is Solomon Melvin Coles, arrived in Corpus Christi in 1877 as minister of the Freedom Congregational Church. Cole was born a Virginia slave in 1844 and attended uh, Guilford Institute, Lincoln University, and Yale Divinity School before settling in the coastal region. Because blacks had few educational opportunities in the city, he began teaching and following year and the he began teaching in the following year established the public free school for colored, to which he devoted his efforts for the next 17 years. Okay. Let's just check and see if that's still there. Um, one second. Solomon M. Coles School. So let's just one second. Let me put this in. Solomon M. Coles School. Okay, there's a Facebook. Oh God. So yeah, I mean, it looks like it's still there. Yeah, this is correct. Okay, so let me throw this on there. All right. So this is their website. It's kind of dull, but it's there. I'm sure it went through some renovations and stuff like that. Location. So where is it as far as the city? Okay. Um, yeah, I'm kind of familiar with this. So if you, I guess, if you ever go to Corpus Christi, um, the shoreline, you'll see this. These areas. This is Joe's Crab Shack. So that's school. I I guess. I mean, I kind of. I mean, I wasn't near that long. Oh, there's the courthouse. So it's near the courthouse. Okay. So if you ever go to Corpus Christi and you're around this area, it's to the left. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. take a look at this. All right, 1 second. One second. All right. All right. This is the Pickwick Band. The Pickwick Band, one of the first black bands in Corpus Christi. Played for dances, rallies, parties, parades, and parades. Among those pictured in no particular order, I'm not going to read their late names. But yeah, it's a band. Look at this. This guy look like Eddie Murphy. Who is she? Among the earliest to settle North Side after emancipation, Sally Cox Garcia and her mother, Maria Cox. Merriweather. Maria Merriweather Cox. Cleared land on the bluff. I don't even know what a bluff is. I'll have to look that up real quick. Their home stood at Buffalo and Tancaha streets. I kind of know what that is, but okay. This dude looks white. No. Reverend Moses H. St. Clair was born in 1848 in Louisiana and moved to Texas, where he met and married Winona Sinclair. In his youth, he worked as a carpenter and later found his calling as a minister. Moses traveled through South Texas preaching various groups, eventually became a minister at the Freedom Congregational Church after its completion in 1871. Sorry, but these are some not so good skin. They're decent. They're not great, but the renamed Freeman's Congregational Church was organized in 1853, Nueces County Courthouse. Its first meeting was held in 1866 under the direction of Reverend Allen Rowe, formed a multicultural church. The congregation soon built a schoolhouse, and by 1871, the foundation was laid for a permanent structure. Upon completion, 130-pound bell hung in the steeple and with city council permission rang 3 times a day, sounding the hour. Yeah, did a horrible job. Maybe if I had the color, I think I'd still have the original. I'm going to read at the book. I'm going to read from the book. But these images, they're not high quality anyway. So if you can tell, I'm sure you can tell, but there's a white guy on the left and there's a black boy. The boy pictured with Alex Mully left probably worked around the family residence. Around 1880, the Mully family employed several people to maintain their land and house. Okay. Yeah, I don't want. I don't. I should. But I'm a little lazy. I mean, some of these. I mean, I'm looking at this book, and it's like some of these folks. They. I mean, it's probably because unfortunately, they were raped. Or when they raped our people. Unfortunately, they raped our people. Some of these people, they're very light skinned, and they don't look black. Okay, but again, that's probably. Oh, let me pull out the book. This stupid glare. Some of these people, they look white. Hack drivers provided. Oh, I'm sorry. Hack drivers provided a much needed service for city residents, and several wealthy families owned their own carriages. Some businesses also employed hacks to haul goods to to their customers, and the city used them to take prisoners to jail. So he's a hack driver. I've never heard of a hack driver. All right, this is a tombstone. This tombstone marks the resting place of the Ford family. David Francis Ford was a hack driver for Binion's Livery Stable. This monument and several others mark the graves of many Corpus Christi African Americans in Old Bayview Cemetery. This burial ground, one of the oldest cemeteries in west of the Mississippi River, contains several bluff soldiers and many residents of the city. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do something about this quality. I think I still have the color images. Four generations posed for this 1910 photography of the Cox Garcia family. Their hairstyles are. I mean, something seems. I don't know. And these images are. They kind of. Let me look at this. Even him. Look at her, and then look at. I mean, they seem kind of different, but I mean, maybe she's part Mexican. She's a Mexican place. I mean, area. They are from the left, unidentified. First row, unidentified. I don't feel like going through this. I mean, you guys, you guys can see it. Well, you can't see this part, but you can kind of see it right there. Yeah, like this guy. I mean, this is a black guy. I mean, he has to be like the child of a you know unfortunately he's raped or something like that. Musician James uh, Mifflin Mays built a home for his bride, Annie Garcia, in Irishtown on the north side, on the northern section of Corpus Christi's beach. There, Annie gave birth to daughters um, Al Claire and Anita. Okay. He looks, he kind of looks like, what's his name? Henry Cavill or something like that, Superman or something. But he clearly kind of looks mixed. I mean, if you look at her, she looks African. She looks African and black and stuff like that. I don't know. Babies transcend all boundaries. Here, Anna Garcia Mays Bowman. What was up with these names? Okay, all right. The McCullough family stands in front of their home in the early 1900s. Um, Caldwell McCullough worked as a brakeman for the Missouri Pacific Railroad, MOPAC, and later worked at the Bethune Day Nursery. His wife was a seamstress and dressmaker, and later also taught school. Okay. Yeah. Nice family. Pitt's Livery Company, whatever that means. All right, let me take out the book because I'm an idiot. All right. Pitt's Livery Company, located at 310 Mesquite Street, employed several African Americans at its livery and boarding stable. The business evolved and expanded to include an automobile sales and service company. Geez, what is with these names? If you understand what's going on with these names, let me know in the comments. Mary Beth Littles Martin, born to emancipated slave Haiti Moore Littles in Corpus Christi, attended Incarnate World Academy, where she learned piano. Martin told several people she studied piano in the shadows of the evening where she would not be noticed. Littles married Abram Martin and had several children. She was a member of the Holy Cross Church and gave the gift of music to many neighborhood children. Let me crack out the book real quick. This doesn't seem to have the glare problem. Several children are fascinated by Alexander Humboldt Mooley's trailer house in this photography from 1910. All right, look at that. The devastation of the 1919 hurricane drew many black workers to Corpus Christi. The city hired several crews to salvage and rebuild what was left of the city by the sea. Okay, so apparently there was a huge hurricane in 1919. Okay. Lawrence Street was littered with debris from 1919 storm. Hurricanes claimed an untold number of people. That's kind of weird. I mean, an untold number of people. I mean, if you're living in a town and people are missing, I mean, unless I don't know. Whoops. Balmy breezes on the bluff brought friends together in the late 1910s, enjoying ice cream are from the left. I don't really care about the names of these people. Sorry for the quality. Unidentified African American workers stand in front of the first Galilean waterworks plant where they were employed. Ground was broken from the business of for this business. Ground was broken for this building in June 1892. It was completed over a year later. Corpus Christi. The Corpus Christi Supply Company furnished water to area residents and provided free water to the city for street watering and water trouts, water trouts. Oh, look at that. What is that? A float? Oh, okay. Gloriously, what year is this? 1920. Gloriously commemorating Juneteenth, Anita Blanche Mays and her royal attendants ruled this annual celebration on the summer in 1920s, riding in the parade with Anita and what page is this? Okay. Yeah, okay, let's see. The skills and smoothness of Nueces hotel waiters were characteristics of the famous Corpus Christi Hollister pictured in its uh, subterraneous dining room are from the left. I don't, I mean, not trying to be rude, but I don't really care about the names. Fishing near the Oasis Bay Causeway provided food for dinner and supplied much relaxation and enjoyment thanks to the cool breeze days. I'm going to read this from the. Let me read this from the book. Until 1933, public education went on to the 10th grade for African Americans in Corpus Christi. Many parents sent their children to Prairie View University to complete their high school educations. Al Claire Mays attended the university and graduated with a teaching degree in 1925. So I guess that's her. So that concludes. I was going to do 2 chapters, but that was long enough. So far, there's a little, there's a little information in it. Again, you could pick this up on your own if you want. So far, I mean, it just kind of looks like there's just pictures. She kind of looks like Condoleezza Rice. But that's chapter 1, and I guess that's Al Clear. Clear. And we're just going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Again, be sure to hit that like button, share this video, and be sure to support your Black creators, support me, and support others. Um, Yeah, you guys take care.